Hello, fellow hunters. I'm sorry that I cannot make an elaborate video. I don't know if I have tons of work. I have non-stop work. I've been working, and I'm sorry. I can't make an elaborate video showing all the points on what I have found so far. I've been researching a lot on some new things, and one of the things is about Odin. And a long time ago, I already found out about Odin in Lester's house, that he's in a pencil sketch. I picked up several other things about Odin, and this guy has to do with something called the runic alphabet. And I'm like, okay, so that was the key thing that interests me on Odin, that he has to do with the runic alphabet. All right, so I started digging out, and on when the Dooms heist came out, there's a tattoo now that you can put on your back. You can just go. I've shown it several times, and it's called Odin and Raven. All right, so I did some wiki searches, and well, I just came with just basic pictures of ravens and stuff like that. But when I put raven meaning, that's when I hit upon something, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And raven means okay, raven is the Corvus constellation, all right, which is the name Raven in Latin. All right, so it's one of the 48 constellations listed in the 2nd century by astronomer Ptolemy. All right, so here we have some more stuff that comes in, like aside from Galileo. Everybody knows that Galileo has a lot of things in the game, but okay. And this is where I'm gonna kick back a little bit and explain a little bit further more, because I kept on digging around, and I found out that this Corvus constellation is also on Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it's 2 mythologies associated with that. I have no idea what the hell these mythologies could mean in the game, but why is this here? Why is Rockstar pointing out to the Corvus constellation, which has to do with Odin? Alright, so they put Odin and Raven tattoo. When I looked up Raven meaning, it came up with Corvus constellation, which is Raven in Latin. Alright, so now when we go and take a look into that Corvus constellation, it is near the constellation Hydra. I'm like, holy shit, because okay, we have the Hydra jet, alright, and the Hydra is like a water dragon. And then one of these mythologies goes like this god, okay, let's see here, the god Apollo. All right, it has to do with the god Apollo, and the god Apollo, it's the son of Zeus. All right, so it's more Greek mythology on here again. So this mythology goes like, the god Apollo sends the raven to get water, but the raven got caught up doing something, and he forgot about the water, and then he went and picked up the water and brought a snake with him to make an excuse, like the snake didn't let him get the water. But Apollo is he's the truth seeing god, and Apollo saw through the raven's eyes that he was lying through his beak. So that's where the raven had like white feathers and stuff like that, and he he took that away from the raven, put him all black, and he changed its voice. Like, that's why the ravens squeak all hideous and stuff, like really rah, and stuff like that. All right. So okay, so I kept on digging, and this constellation Corvus, which is Raven in Latin, has a star in the constellation named Absalon. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But this is where it gets all twisted up, because Odin is Norse mythology, and Apollo and everything, the mythologies of Apollo, it's Greek mythology, all right? And the other one goes like the other mythology goes like Apollo has this pregnant woman, and Raven the Apollo sent the Raven to keep watch over her, and something happened. The Raven screwed up, and Apollo got pissed off and cursed the Raven, to put it in short words. All right, so it's two crazy mythologies. So it's the Corvus constellation, and then the Corvus is like on the back of the Hydra, preventing the Raven to get the water. I'm like, okay, so it's mind-boggling, but here comes the part of Odin. Odin has the most interesting part of Odin, which I was looking up, because Odin has to do with a lot of things. All right, this guy has to do with, okay, let's read it right here. Odin is associated with wisdom, healing, death, royalty, the gallows, knowledge, battle, sorcery, poetry, frenzy, and the runic alphabet. But there's something else to that, which is the Valkyrie, and the Valkyries are the 12 maidens of Odin that are in charge, to whom whether die in battle. So that's where I put that video number 23. All right, you might have to go back to that video and see that video, and you will see on the hats in the when you go to the FIB building, you might see the hat, and Michael and the other two guys had the number 23 on him, and Franklin has a number 36 on his helmet, which that specific number 36 is on Trevor's truck, which say Betty 36, right? So more numerology, more freaking well, to me, like understandable clues. All right, but this is something I managed to fetch off, so let's try and get it here. Let's see if it pops up around midday, and let's fine-tune this, and let's try to get where am I going? Shit, I was going to the, so if you look right there at the peak of Mount Chiliad, right, where let me take this off and point it out, you're gonna look onto this specific spot right here. All right, this right here, I was like digging onto rune stones and all of that stuff, and there's a certain point in the day that it kind of looks like a damn rune stone, and I'm like, what? Wait, what the fuck? Wait a minute. But like, I don't know, man. Like, okay, am I going back? Yeah, okay, let's go forth. Let's make sure. And the daylight in a certain specific time there, as you can see, it starts forming. All right, you can see this is like a fork up here, and then a straight laying down. And when I went ahead and checked the runic alphabet, like right now it looks like a 4. But when I went ahead and checked the runic alphabet, it corresponds to one of the freaking letters in the runic alphabet. And I'm like, oh shit, this is something concrete. I gotta let this be known. Alright? So let's keep on, because I've gotten to the point. Am I going back or forth? I can't. Shit. Okay, here we go. Alright, so like, from what I get from the tattoo, also maybe it doesn't have nothing to do with Raven and the Corvus constellation, but like from what I got in the Odin and Raven tattoo, like, you know, birds fly, obviously, like, okay, a raven, which means flight, and Odin. Like, okay, fly to see something on the ground. Not specifically Odin, but with something that Odin is associated, and that is the runic alphabet. And I'm like, okay. So I nailed it. But right there on Mount Chiliad, from this perspective, because I was one day doing online and cocaine shop right there. And when I came out, it was that day and time when I catched it, and I'm like, whoa, this is deep. Like, as you can see right there, you cannot see that at all. But another one pops on the side, like this curve right here, and then it goes up. I try to compare that to a runic letter, and nothing came up. But the problem is that there's also medieval runic alphabet, and it's not the same runic alphabet as Odin's. So that is, and this is not the only thing I'm gonna point out. I'm gonna scroll back here for a second so you can see this again. Can't go first person right now, but that right there, that forms like a four. This is a runic letter, and in a position where, from this specific point of view, it looks like a damn runic like a damn rune stone. Alright, I don't know, there was this old game about rune stones and all of that, and it was like this piece of stone, and then you had to make like some type of weird formula together. It was like this GameCube game that they pulled this off, alright? But now, this is what I'm showing you, so maybe you can at least try and hunt. Like, as you can see, that it is like, there's several places that I've been looking at, and in the other side of Mount Chiliad, I picked up. Let me see from where I can pick this up. I was skydiving. It was around the police station. But let's try and get over here in the gas station and look up the mountain. Waypoint. And take a look at that mountain as well, because we have 5 symbols around the mountain, which could mean at a specific point in the day, one of these shapes or runestone or whatever might pop up. All right, and it's, oh shit, it is not this angle, but let's try in here and give this a little bit more afternoon. Let's see, okay, I'm scrolling forward. Nah, this was not the angle at all. But there's one of these, another face of one of these mountains right here, over here, that you can. I managed to fetch. I would have to go into. I recorded it in a video because I was planning to put a video together. But I think and then there's that looks, okay, you spotted that right there. It looks like that looks like a rune stone as well. Looks like a tombstone actually, but yeah, it was there. I was in the police station. Let's just jump over there because I would have to do a long run. Let's try and get to the police station and check out this rune stone, because that's what Odin is associated. That was the whole thing about the Odin and Raven tattoo when they put it in the Doomsday Heist. And the Doomsday Heist, the finale it's involved in. Where was that stone at now? Which one was it? Okay, but you saw that from the other angle. I think I went too far. Because everything is perspective and angle. Everything is perspective and angle. But I did manage to fetch it off. And I think that's what Rockstar is really pointing at. Alright, so from here, You can see, all right, there it is. I would have to go and run a little bit further down and see if I can get it straighter. But this is the kinds of things I've been researching and trying to compare that runic alphabet, which why is the whole thing about, I mean, I didn't know about Odin a long time ago from Lester's house, and in the Doomsday again, like you can see, oh my god, look at that. You can see the like an inverted 6 right there. All right, look at that. This is like, all right, like this is the kinds of things I think. All right, so we know there's 5 points. I think there's one around here. There's one, the main one, the big one that you can see with the thunder thing down there. Then there's like this one, like with the moon over here, and oh crap, there's like another one over here. Like there's 5 locations on Mount Chiliad, which present like time, like a specific time to see something. All right, so like again, this one right here looks like a rune stone. And the one over here, and when you look straight to the face of Mount Chiliad, looks like another runestone. And I'm gonna show you. I got some more stuff to show off, because I did manage to fetch off something again in the shadows. And it might be something or it might not, but the whole reason I found that out in the Bogdan job, I managed to fetch that off. So let's go to settings and bring this back up. No, I'm going afternoon. Okay, it's going back. It's going back. And then specific time in day. Right? So let me freeze time. And let me try and put this at 1300 hours. There you go, 1300 hours. You see like that fork right there? It goes all the way up. Then this little spike, I did compare that to the runic alphabet, and it matched to a letter. And like from this perspective, it looks like a runic alphabet letter. All right, there it is. Like it has to be like from far away. I saw several distances and stuff like that, but I did manage to fetch off something over here, which looks really strange. And I started digging out. I had to check medieval runic alphabet. I know this is kind of like a symbol that they placed the bunker right on that spot on the online. Maybe but what it is, it's you have to see it from the air. So let's pop up a let's try and get what do I have here? Yeah, I have a police member, because I was trying to fetch off I was trying to hear I was doing some research on the CB radio. And when you go to the ocean in a police helicopter, something goes on in the ocean. Like there's like you can hear it on the radio. Something is going on the ocean. So let's get real high up here, and you're gonna see that the dirt road itself makes like this weird kind of like, I don't know. It's an awkward shape. If you ask me, and I did try to compare that to the medieval runic alphabet. It must be a letter of something, but I haven't been able to catch it yet, right? But this right here is like some sort of a letter. See, when the trees clear out, it pops up, and it looks like this. I don't know, it's a letter of some sort, and it has to do with, it hasn't, like I haven't found no match with the runic alphabet or the medieval runic alphabet, but I'm still in search of that. What could that be? Like, I know it's something, and the odd coincidence of having that uh, Odin and Raven tattoo, and then when I put Odin meaning, Raven meaning, it popped up with the Corvus constellation, and then another astronomer popped up in there with called Ptolemy. It has to do with another Greek god, more Greek mythology, the Greek god Apollo, and the god of truth and all of that. So let's have a look at Apollo right here while I get to the next location, and I'll tell you right quick what god Apollo. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. So he is, okay, Apollo has been variously recognized as a god of music, truth and prophecy, healing, the sun and light, plague, poetry, and more. I haven't found like the whole thing about Apollo of what Apollo has to do, but like when you look at Apollo and all of the things Apollo has to do with, and you go back to Odin and you look at what all of the things Odin has to do with, well, at least cracked something and found out that Apollo, like, you see, everything is perspective now. Like that mountaintop took another shape. That is an awkward shape. Just trying to get that with the camera. I haven't looked at the mountain at this perspective, but as you can see there, like everything, like from each perspective something pops out more. But like to me, like these, like it now it looks like the other rock down below, it looks like a whole rock, and then the thing carved in the middle looks like another runic alphabet, which I know because like I've been vigorous, like I haven't non-stop been watching those runic letters, trying to compare the runic letters to something, to get something concrete, and the only one was that, like, that four shape that it makes on the top of the mountain. But let's go to the other location to reveal something right quick, and I think it has to do with some sort. Okay, let's head up here for a second. Let's try and jump. Let's jump over there. Waypoint. And this is really something that like it struck me, because like oh my god, this thing has been hiding. This is what Rockstar is really pointing out. Maybe the ravens, Odin and Raven, like signifying, okay, you gotta fly to see something about Odin. Like, I don't know if it has to do any, I don't know if it has any relation with the Raven meaning and all of that Greek mythology thing, the Corvus constellation, another astronomer called Ptolemy, a star within the Corvus constellation named Epsilon. I mean, it is really strange. So, okay, down here, we all know, like, at morning, the mountain makes like this pyramid shape down there. Okay, this is the wrong place. Let's see here. Let's put this in morning. Let's put this in morning. And apply settings. Okay, so let's see there. Let's see, like the shadow makes the pyramid. All right. So I've been going really hard looking for stuff in the shadows, because I did found that 8888, like 8,888 at 1300 hours at this location. Like I did post that on Reddit, and because it caught my attention. You come right here to this specific spot, like right next to the garment factory, because I was going about online missions, and I decided to go to each online mission where they take place and have a look around. And this is when I struck on the at 1300 hours, standing on this bridge, 8,888, and that goes straight up to the sunken UFO. This is where the sunken UFO is at, right? So at morning, we all know this, like it makes like this shadow of a pyramid down into the ocean. That is the same spot where Bogdan job takes place, the Act 2 heist of the Doomsday, right? So the where I picked that up was the best time to see that. Let's put this on midnight. Let's get back on this chopper, teleport down there, and get to the air. I've been finding strange stuff I never found out before, and it's really strange. Oh shoot, I haven't marked the waypoint. There we go. So yeah, like so let's and I saw it when my buddy picked me up, because I'm always looking around. Okay, like you would normally not see anything on this beach, and I compared this beach, this specific beach, like right here where the Bogdan job takes place, and all of the dudes, like all of the forces of Avon show up here in the beach, right? So we usually like we take off from here with the Avenger, and when he started taking high up, that's when I noticed it. And let's have a look at that now. The whole beach is littered with what it seems to be like runic letters. None of those dark spots in the beach are repetitive. None of them. None of them repeat. And like at day, you cannot pick those dark spots within the sand. And I'm like, wait a minute. So it is the only part of the beach. Like I went down to this pussy beach. I went around the whole map, checking out every beach shore where there is sand, and none of the beach shores, like if I go up here, it is not the same on the floor. The beach floor is not the same. You cannot pick up none of those shadows that you see on this beach line. And it is something like you can see right here in front of the nose of the helicopter, the odd shapes of the letters. I have, like, I repeat this again, I have not compared none of these shadows so far as yet with runic alphabet. If you can do this and prove something, and try and prove something out of the shadows from here, like that odd letter right there, I can't point it out. Jesus Christ, like I wish like I could like point it out, but that, okay, let me try and put the nose of the helicopter in front. Okay, camera, stay still. Okay, the nose of the helicopter, you're going to see that odd shape right there. That is unmistakable. That is unmistakable. And you can see, like, if you try to compare at least one with another dark spot within the sand, nothing like all of them are different. I don't see not even a single one repeating itself. Like, it's different odd shapes. I have not compared this yet with the runic alphabet. It looks runic, but there is a lot in there, because it goes like the runic alphabet of Odin, which Odin has to do. Then there's medieval runic alphabet, and there's different variety of types of runic alphabet. And then I started digging out something, like, I don't know, it doesn't have to do with anything in the game so far as yet. Like, doesn't have to do with anything on the game, but everybody knows, like, you turn on a Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth symbol itself, it's the initials of the founder of the Bluetooth. And I was like, what? So the Bluetooth symbol is actually runic alphabet. Now that is kind of odd. Like another thing, for example, this that come on. Okay, that beach line right there, that could be a symbol, who knows? I haven't compared it yet, but it's the kind of examples I'm trying to put out, since I did match the runic alphabet, which looks like a rune stone, from the top of Mount Chiliad, looking from over here in the cocaine lab. I was one day coming out of the cocaine lab, and when I'm looking up to the Mount Chiliad, I'm like, what the hell? Wait a minute. I got offline, I started researching, I went to the story mode, I went to that spot, and when it turns out, I did match it with a runic letter about Odin. So why would an Odin and Raven tattoo be on the game anyways? Like, the Rockstar is really trying to point something out, and I believe I did manage to nail it and find it in the shadows. Like, you would have to see it from the air. They want you to see something about Odin from the air. That's the whole meaning about Odin and Raven. I don't know if the Raven meaning, I say again, I don't know if the Odin, the Raven meaning taking me to the Corvus constellation, which has a star named Epsilon, and has to do with mythologies about Apollo, and it has to do with another astronomer called Ptolemy. Okay, I don't know if that has to do, but I did find out that the Corvus constellation, it's also on Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, alright? So I mean, that's all I got for now. Like, I'm sorry, like, I couldn't put a more elaborate video. I just wanted to talk about this point, come and just stream it and point it out, alright? And it is, I think I'm on to something that nobody has realized so far as yet, but I hope whoever watches this try and come to this beach, try to go to Mount Chiliad, try to get something real concrete. But I know that beach is some type of alphabet hidden there. Like, for example, if when you look from the Alturas camp from above, it looks like an eye. Like that, I think that is the whole point of see the eye down in the and then the eye, if you can see the eyeball is looking like to the docks down to the port right down there, right? So I mean, I compared most of those islands that it kind of resembles a tiger claw or something like that, right? But it is nothing concrete, just that the Alturas camp itself, when you look at it from the air, from above, you're going to see that eye, and it looks like that sticker with the eye and tentacles. I did put that on one of my videos. So I mean, like, it is something that it's just rabbit hole after rabbit hole. And then the whole Greek mythology, like, there's a lot of Greek mythology on here, alright? I still don't know or haven't found anything else having to do with the I Ching I found on Sandy Shores. It's just like fragment puzzles of something. The only thing I did manage to catch out is that when Trevor is going to come and blow up Stab City, he's gonna put you there's a mission that you come in and you gotta put some sticky bombs and blow up the trailers over here in Stab City. That's where the game itself puts a thundery weather event on that specific mission, right? There's nothing, I haven't been able to find nothing about this. I thought it had to do with the mountain over here, because it was really strange that the mountain on both sides have something that it kind of looks like earth. Then here's the lake. There's a fire in this house right here. I did a lot of investigation around the area trying to pick something up. Nothing happened. I have a saved game file where it's just like 2 hours away from a thundery weather event. I mean, I don't know if, like I always said, it's probably how you play the game and how you do the story, or what type of what option within the heist you choose, because as I explained on the number 23 video, like from all of the understanding I've been getting so far, like that is the way to do the mission. Like putting yourself in a fire engine with a fire suit going from the ground. Okay, when you do that FIB mission, I'm gonna point something else out. When you do that FIB mission, when you do the FIB raid mission, that you go to the FIB building, if you go from the air, you have to download something with a USB. Michael downloads something off of the computer, a specific file, like to raise their record, like to come out clean. All right. But when you take the option to go as fireman from the ground up, that's where it is not Michael who downloads the data, and it is Franklin who takes the whole containment drive. Like what kind of information could be in there? Like it's like there are several events that you would have to take the right options to probably trigger something. I don't think it's doing the 100%, because what's happening when you do the 100%, like on top of Mount Chiliad on the back, like this is one of my speculations, this is one of my theories. On the Mount Chiliad, it says come back when your story is complete. It doesn't mean that you would require 100% on the story mode. I'm not sure about that, because when you do 100% the checklist, that is when the UFOs spawn. And one of the odd things is that the UFO over here in Sandy Shores, it has the FIB logo spinning around it. So what kind of other option do we have to do the playthrough in the story mode, not to complete? Like I've seen people holding on to the 50 space parts and trying to trigger something, and Omega was apparently found on one of those islands. I did like it was, I remember the video, some dude, he was around some of these one of these two islands, and it was Omega around there looking with the with that thing. All right, and I mean it made no sense. Like he could have been spawned there. Like I don't see that. I've taken the 50 space parts. I haven't taken them to Omega. I've come here like at different time hours of the game, and nothing pops up. I never found Omega on these islands, never. So I don't know about that, but for example, let me show you right here. This is the place I was looking from the air, right? Yep. There's this symbol right here. Looks kind of awkward, the fountain, the way it's set up there. I did compare it to runic alphabet. It doesn't have to do with runic alphabet. I'm just like it's kind of weird that these shapes are right on the ground where everybody walks and stuff like that. For example, this fork right here, I did find a runic letter like very close to this fork right here. And this one right here, it looks really weird. This looks like pi. It's like pi hidden there. Like you can see that the line here, and then the two lines going down. That kind of looks like pi. I did compare it to runic alphabet. I didn't get nothing. I did compare it with Odin's runic alphabet and the medieval runic alphabet, and it's several types of runic alphabet there. This right here, like this part right here, that it forms like this M, that is a runic letter right here. This is a runic letter. I did compare it and it matched. It's a runic letter. The whole thing is riddled with stuff that I'm just beginning to scratch the surface on this, but it could be the whole point of segregate and rearrange where the Zancudo UFO is at. Because when you look at that thing from the bottom, it has like different camera lenses, like big, small, medium, ultra small, like large, and it's looking all around. That could be the whole point of segregate and rearrange. I mean, up to this point, nothing has been found concretely on that. Like, and now me stumbling across this Odin stuff, and the beach littered with some sort of shadow. Now I'm gonna, shit, I need to learn. It's gonna take me a long time. I don't got a parachute, and I don't have, I don't have, I didn't put invincibility or none of that, so we would just have to jump right back in a second. Now the bigness shirt, this also got introduced with this new nightclub DLC, the bigness shirt with the number 80 on it, and that I know it's not a female or male symbol, but I don't know what that is. I haven't done research on that, but there's another thing I want to show off before I end this video. And I picked it, probably, like, I don't know, it might sound cheesy because I have nothing, like, I haven't compared it to nothing, but it's kind of awkward, like, where you might find stuff that nobody has found. Like, I'm giving you, like, hints to, like, where to look at from the stuff I've been researching, and it's proven to be right. Okay, so this is kind of awkward because we have this roller coaster right here, and then we have the water dragon. Now that I'm here, I have the water dragon. Alright, as you can see there, one of the missions that Michael has to go and get Tracy off the yacht. You have to go all around the canals, and you end up right here. And this is like one of the key things that it's right on the back of Michael, like the water dragon. I know Michael has to do with something about the dragon, or what kind of. I've been trying to look what could that mean, because Michael is the only one that can bear dragon tattoos. Like, even within the tattoos each character have, I've done research on that, and it's quite odd that no character has the same tattoo on them. So meanings, a lot of stuff. I mean. And I was even looking upon the stars and trying to match the star patterns, trying to match them up with runic alphabet. I'm looking everywhere for these things. Like, it is not just one single thing. All right, let's set up this right here. Let's show off my last thing. Thunder. Let's put it at. Let's put it in afternoon. The time is frozen. Let's wait until the water puddles form on the beach. They're starting to form right now. And let's get onto the air. So this is like a kind of dynamic. This is another way to hide things. What could pop up? Huh? Now here with the water puddles, I've been taking a close look at these, and I haven't come across nothing, but it kind of looks like something. But these patterns, these water puddles repeat themselves. So it's like if you just subdivide the screen with slabs, like from the camera when you pop it up, like every few slabs, and the same pattern repeats itself. So I've been looking onto rain puddles to see if something is hidden in there. Like, you could even see like some puddles within the little water puddle there from the drain, right? So I'm looking everywhere. Like from like when Leslie Bentley's got kicked out of Rockstar and he put out this game called Everything. That was like kind of like, that is kind of awkward. Why would he make a game called Everything? See, like the water puddles, I don't know. Here it goes away. Like there's, I don't know why the water puddles won't form on this kind of sand, but it could be something due to the texture of the game. I don't know, but it is kind of awkward, like in the beach. So this is the only place I've looked at this. I haven't looked at any other beaches, but I haven't gotten nothing out of this. It could be something, it could be not. So I don't know. Like that is, it's really awkward where you can't even find an X. Like I just seen something weird right now, and I never saw that. Like just streaming this and pointing some things out. Like if you manage to see if you see the roller coaster. Look at the X right in the middle of the roller coaster. X marks the spot, right? I mean, Rockstar, I cannot even describe. I don't even got the words to describe what the fuck they did on here, but it was really freaking clever. It's the only X on there, if you tell me. Like something could be in the docks, well hidden, and nobody even hasn't picked it up. I haven't picked up nothing in here, but no, like from the air, was seeing that X. Like I did saw that down here on one of my videos. In this, when you come into this train tracks right here, you're gonna come into this train tracks, and there's this bridge down here. And when you look up, there's an X under the bridge, and when you get close to it, it disappears. And then when you come here and when you stand on one of these bridges on top of here, you're gonna see that this makes an exclamation point right here, and then this oil, I call it silo, I don't know, them big ass tanks on top of it. It has that what it looks like sacred geometry. Oh shit, let me just jump right over there right quick. Okay, I'll stay on the helicopter and jump right quick. My waypoint. I did, and that was I found this going about the mission called the online mission. What the fuck? Okay, that was kind of fucking weird. Oh my god, dude, like this shit pissed me off. I don't like streaming, to be honest, but fuck. I don't like streaming, to be honest, but I can't, like, I don't have the time to make the videos. I'm so tired right now. I just want to go and sleep. I mean, so right here on this first bridge, I did show that off on one of my videos. You come up under this bridge, and there's an X right down there. Oh, the fucking train doesn't come. Like, you can see it kind of like right under there. If the train comes, it's gonna fuck up the helicopter. Let me just... Okay. You can see the X right here. You can see that X right there. And when you get close to it, it just disappears. Boom. No X. Okay, let me go back before the fucking train comes. And that oil storage thing right there, which is the water and power thing, it is really weird. And it is the only one that has it. I don't know why. I checked all directions and only one direction. I would have to change the weather. Put this at midnight and put this on clear. Oh shit. Clear midnight. Right, so it is the only one where you can see the roof is like, wait, that's not this one, it's the blue one. Right. Okay, this is straight up sacred geometry, and no, it is not this one. It is this one. Okay, there we go. When you look at it from the air, it's sacred geometry. It looks like this pentagon, is it? Yeah, it's like a pentagon, right? But what I found really strange on here was these dented triangles. And then when I stepped on this triangle and looked straight over to the mountain over there, you can see there's a big question mark within the lines of the road itself over there up in the Ritz. And then over there it forms like these, the shadow, in the shadow it forms like some hazard lines. I don't know if it has to do something with the mission that it's done there, or if there's a specific way to do that mission, or if there's something specific like to deviate from the mission and try to look around and find something. I don't know, I haven't tried it out. It's kind of weird, but as you can see, there's like 5 of them, and there's like they're like dented triangles. And I went on to every direction, and I couldn't, like, that. The only one it was that one. You can see there's like one there, one over there, one over there. I mean, that is really strange, and I found that in the mission called Master Data. And it caught my attention because, I mean, I was like looking like, master data, what kind of data would. And then you got this mission where you got another mission here, and as you can see, the way I did the story mode, I did the story mode blowing up the cargo freighter. I didn't do the one in where you get it, where you get that thing from under the water up here. But then again, it makes you think again, because why Bogdan Job is settled in that specific bay? Is that the one you gotta steal, or is the one over here you gotta steal? I have no clue about that. If I do the story mode again and again and again, it'll be a fuck up, because I don't know how to do that mission, to get it from the north or to get it from over here from the bay. Like, it makes sense, like, you're right there in Vespucci Beach, you do all the surveillance with Trevor and all of that, and then you set it up and you come right down here and pick it up. But I find it too quick. But Franklin, you have to set up Franklin on the bridge, somewhere around here or here. I can't see it. Like, it's not sure. Wait, somewhere around here. It's gotta be over there in that bridge, and you gotta snipe them off, and possibly there. Yeah, that is there. The lights are there, and you snipe from the bridge and all of that. But there, here you have the exclamation point, and when you take up to the air, the tree makes like a circle, and there's a hidden circle down there. And when you go up, it makes an exclamation point, and then you have like this half moon here. I don't know if that's symbolizing sunrise or sunset. There's a bunch of clues symbolizing sunset and sunrise. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on here. And then you take up to the air. This buildings right here kind of look like this. Like, if you look at the bottom section right here, straight out, it resembles the same shape of the power plant from the air, but 2 halves. Like, I don't know, but finding those dented squares there, going through each line of them, and then finding out the question mark there, finding out that there's like this arrow shape up here. Like, that's where it comes to my mind, where it says your path is lit. So maybe it's the way and perspective you look at things that it would freaking point you out to something. Alright, like from here, if you look down to the casino, you're going to see that forms like an arrow right there. it looks like an arrow pointing up to the road that goes to the Landak reservoir. Why that specific route, I don't know if that arrow really is something or it's not, but that is unmistakable. It looks like an arrow. And if you look at the I saw that in music videos. If you look at the racetrack, from a certain angle, it appears to be the Rockstar logo. That is another odd thing. I mean, but so far as for Odin, I really think the beach has to do with something. I haven't found nothing in the stars, but the Mount Chiliad, where at the beginning of my video, where I pointed out those rock circles, those look like runestones. Then when you go to Polito Bay, that slab of rock that looks like a tombstone, that looks like I haven't gotten the time to put all this thing together, but I'm gonna try to give it some work this weekend when I have the time, and try to put all this together and put it on a video, and then show you the comparisons of the runic letters with the runic with what it seems to be the runic letters on Mount Chiliad, and put a comparison right next to that, and you're gonna see, or like you're gonna like, I just flipped when I found that out. And I still gotta work on the beach. I'm still working on those, trying to find out water puddles on the mountains, and trying to see if I can pick up something out of the water puddles looking out from the sky. Like with the sky, it is just too staggering. And I did manage to go first person, take everything off, like right here, from take this screenshot, and then go boom, take a screenshot, boom, take a screenshot. And when I started like overlaying them, there is a specific point where it's just the same. It's like symmetry, right? It like at some angle within the 360 degrees of the angles, it just repeats itself. The same pattern of stars and everything. I mean, I'm not sure if it has to do something with the stars anyways, but I will keep on hunting as always. Keep on hunting, because there is something big out there.